welcome to your second day of your 5-day challenge. Did you have a day filled with passion? Did you have a day where you sat back and thought, you know what? She's right. It's been a while since I've thought about what my passions are. And as part of the 5-day challenge, I'm going to make sure that I'm making time in my schedule for just that. Well, you guys, I'm just so excited that you're here. Let me officially welcome you to our live stream tonight. Tonight, again, is all about day 2, rediscovering your passions. Now, if you've joined us up to this point, you know that part of the 5-day challenge is kind of reawakening that power we have within us all, both on a professional level and personal level, to make sure we're really going for our dreams and making sure that we're living a life filled with passion and with purpose. So that's the whole purpose of our 5-day challenge, is that I want to make sure that you guys are really thinking about not only what makes you happy, but also thinking about how you're carrying yourself throughout the day. So that's why we started yesterday with our Monday mindset, and we really thought about how our attitude affects how we carry ourselves throughout the day. Today was to really think about all the different things that make us happy and kind of reigniting that passion. I've mentioned before that the research really does back this up, ladies. We don't do a great job compared to the men out there in making sure that we take the time we need to kind of fill ourselves up with the things that we love. So we all know that if we're blessed enough to have a full-time job, we're going to be working really hard at our jobs. Now, hopefully you have found a job that you absolutely love. And that way, as the saying goes, if you have a career or a job you love, you never really work a day in your life, right? That is what I hope you are achieving right now. And if not, don't despair. That's what someone like me is for. A career coach is all about helping you find your passions and making sure that the career you're in is going to fulfill you in that way. All right, so I cannot wait to hear from you guys today. Let's talk about what you did to make sure that you are taking that time to have a life filled with passion. Okay, now, if you joined us yesterday, you know when I was reading from these notes here that I wanted you to really think back to not only what you're good at, but what really made you happy. And I've mentioned this earlier, I'll say it again. As women, we do tend to kind of put our passions on a back burner. It's just easy for that to happen, right, you guys? Because what ends up happening is that we want to take care of our loved ones. We want to do a great job at our career. So, as a result of those two things alone, it's easy to put our passions on that back burner. So, part of what I was asking you to do was to think back as far as you could remember and really think about what you love doing and what made you happy. The second part of that was to actually come up with a list of maybe, 3 or 4 different things that you love doing, and making sure that you carve out time in your schedule to give yourself the opportunity to do just that. Now, if I had it up to me, okay, if I could just wave a magic wand and make sure you were doing what you needed to do to make yourself happy, I would basically say that you need to find time for your passions each and every day. You need to make sure that you're doing something that really makes you happy on a daily basis, right? This isn't a dress rehearsal, as they say, you guys. We have one life. I want you to live it to the fullest. So a way to do that is to make sure that you're carving out that time. Now, notice, ladies, I did not say, do you have the time? We really know that deep down inside, we make the time for what's important. Think about this, okay? If you end up with a last minute deadline from your boss, even if you feel like you have a super busy day, if your boss expects you to drop everything at the last minute because they are really under the gun, and if they're under the gun, you're kind of under the gun, right? So somehow or another, you find the time to help your boss make sure that those things are done by the end of the day. Treat yourself no differently than you would your boss. If you're saying you're going to make time to go out on a date night. In fact, my husband and I literally just walked in the door from a date night. We have a very, very busy week ahead, but we made sure we made that time. Now, did we have to kind of tell the waitress, well, we got to kind of wrap it up, okay? My wife has to be back at her home office, no later than 7. Well, again, you find the time and you make the time. So treat yourself in that same way. Make sure that you're making the time for the things that you love to do. Okay, so as I mentioned, you guys, this is our 5-day challenge, the new year, new you 2022. Now, by the way, before I forget, I want to put my email address back up there. Some of you had asked me for the downloadable of all the different things that we're working on this week. So if you would like a copy of that, again, make sure that you email me at drdawn@drdawnshoptalk.com. Make sure that if you want to register not only for the challenge, but for the giveaway that we're going to be doing a drawing for on Friday, make sure that on the subject line you put New Year, New You 2022. So again, I mentioned, you guys, that we are all about passion here. Today is all about making sure that you rediscover your passions. So again, a way to do that is to kind of stay on track with everything we're working on this week. Oh, I mentioned the downloadable. Let me go ahead and show you just real quickly what that looks like. So if you would like a copy of this, you guys, this is going to show you, let me go ahead and take the banner off of there for you so you can see that. This is going to show you what we've been working on. We are mastering the mindset. We did that yesterday. Today, we're talking about your passions. Tomorrow, we're going to uncover your grit. Thursday is all about time management, and Friday is about understanding your brand. Now, as you can see there on the right, we are going to continue to do our live recaps every night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then at 12 noon this Friday, that's when the winner is going to be announced, okay? So just make sure that if you do want that, okay, that's why I want you to go ahead and shoot me that email if you want that downloadable. I can send it right to you. You can print that off, and that way you know exactly what we're going to be working on. Now, also, don't forget that if you are joining us live tonight, go ahead and make a comment. Let me know that you're watching. As you know, I love giving you an on-air shout out when I can. Sometimes I run out of time to do that on the show, but if you are watching live, be sure to comment. Also, what if you know someone that you think could really benefit from the challenge, or you just know that they love this kind of thing? They want to start their new year off on the right foot. So if you know somebody like that, go ahead and share this video with them. In fact, you might go back to the playlist on my YouTube channel, because that first video explains everything about the challenge. So let them know about that. And again, I can also send them the downloadable. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and talk again about what your passions are. Let me share with you what I chose to do. So as you know, our 2-step process was to, number one, think back to all the things that you love to do. You know, if it's been a while since you've even thought about what your passions are and what really makes you happy, ladies, don't beat yourself up about that. Do you remember that the other day I was sharing with you guys that as women, we statistically have a much higher percentage of us that tend to lend themselves to perfectionism, right? We kind of think everything has to be perfect. We kind of beat ourselves up if they're not. Well, we know that's an illusion, but again, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So as a result, if it's been a while since you've even thought about what your passions are, don't beat yourself up about that. Have fun using this activity as a kind of journey of self-discovery. I want you to have fun thinking about all the things that make you happy, and then have fun putting together that list of the different things that maybe you haven't done in a while. Okay, so as promised, I want to make sure that these live recaps aren't more than, say, 15 or 20 minutes or so. So let me tell you a little bit about what I chose to do to reignite my passion. Well, I've said this before. You guys know I'm all about making sure that I carve out a really awesome schedule for myself. I prioritize that. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to make sure you're really taking care of yourself. As women, it's really important that we have that me time. So I'm going to show you one of the first things that I've been working on. This is a beautiful journal that I was very, very, very lucky to get as a result of one of my dear friends. And as you can see, maybe you can see that on the cover there, it says, "Faith can move mountains." Well, one of the things that I was really good about was journaling in the morning. I've created a really fun, awesome morning routine for myself, but sometimes my journaling kind of takes a back seat. If I think I'm running late or anything like that, or just a little stressed for time, this might end up on the back burner. So this was one of the things I'm working on, is to make sure I have time for journaling. So again, guys, part of the reason we're doing the recap at 7 p.m. each night is to hear from you about what you chose to do. So be sure to comment, let me know what you worked on and kind of what you discovered. Is there a hobby or something that you're like, oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've done that. I really want to start doing that again. So again, feel free to comment or shoot me an email later. Let me know what you discovered. Okay, so there's my first thing. I'm spending more time journaling. Now, if you're a Shop Talk VIP client, this whole idea of journaling is nothing new for you, because we actually focus on 7 very important journal entries in your journey to a very fulfilling career. So this is nothing new to you, but I'm telling you, when I'm not working with clients during the journaling phase, it's kind of easy for me to put this on a back burner if I get busy with other things. So I'm going to make that commitment on the air tonight, that I'm going to be better about that. Okay, now something else that I've been working on. I was telling my husband Mark this the other day. In fact, I really think it's easy to kind of get into a rut, even if it's activities you love. For example, my husband and I love enjoying a beautiful dinner, whether we cook that at home, whether we pick up takeout, or actually go to a restaurant, right? So we are self-proclaimed foodies, and we love having amazing food, pairing that with a glass of wine or a cocktail, something like that. We really enjoy that. Well, I've realized that a lot of the activities we enjoy, in addition to maybe enjoying a great meal, a great movie, we love listening to music. A lot of the things we do tend to be a little bit passive. So I realized I wanted to make sure I was doing things that were a little bit more active. Like, I realize I'm not the best arts and crafts kind of person. I am pretty good about drawing and painting, no artist by any means, but I also realize that I really do enjoy doing at least some sort of art, even if it's not on a grand scale. So, one of the passions that I decided to invest in, you guys, you probably guessed it, I wanted to start doing those adult coloring books, the kind that are supposed to be for women my age, right? Where you can enjoy coloring, doing the physical activity of coloring something in, drawing something, something along those lines. I want to turn the TV off as much as I love our TV programs. And believe me, I love a good Netflix binge. I love watching shows like Love Island. My daughter Savannah got me a little hooked on that. Okay. So I love those shows, and I love watching programs. My husband and I have a bunch of programs that we love to watch together. But there are times I really just want to do something that incorporates a little, eye-hand coordination. Okay. So this is an example of that. And isn't this fun? Take a look at the cover of this. I love anything that's got a great motto and an inspiring message. So this coloring book literally says, "Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire." Isn't that wonderful? So all the pictures in here that you would color would have really inspiring messages. So who doesn't love that, right? As a result, I also made sure, of course, you got to get your colored pencils to go with that, you guys. So here's an example of one of the passions I'm going to make sure I'm taking the time to fulfill for myself. So here's another example. Okay, you guys, I've shared 2 of my examples so far. If you have an example you want to share, be sure to comment, and I'll let the audience know kind of what you're working on. And maybe some ideas that you came up with today, since today was all about rediscovering your passions. Okay, now I'm going to share one more with you, okay, before I share some other things with you on the screen. Okay, now if my sister Alexandra is watching this, she's going to kind of laugh at this example, okay? I have to tell you. She is really awesome at doing puzzles. And I think that kind of shares also another talent of hers. If you can put together a puzzle, I think you just really have that ability, sort of that talent to put that together, right? It's very analytical, very visual, very kinesthetic. It kind of takes care of all of that. Well, I know I am not the best puzzler. My nephews love these big Lego sets where it's got a million pieces, and thank goodness they've got like super smart parents that can help them put it together. I don't think my brain really works that way, but I do love a puzzle. I'm just not that good at it. So again, ladies, because I've decided I'm going to give up my perfectionist ways and I'm going to forgive myself and work with my skill set. Yes, you guessed it. Yours truly ordered a puzzle, but I decided to order one that's like for beginners, but beginner adults. Now, if you know me, you know I love a lighthouse. I love everything about a lighthouse. I love everything about Maine and New England and that part of the country. So this says right here, it's 300 large pieces. Okay, for someone like me who's not great at puzzles. So this is another activity that I'm going to work on, is working on this puzzle. So I'm going to be working on that this week. I've got a place right here in my home office that I'm going to start this. And I'm going to just forgive myself for not being like the best puzzler in the entire world. Okay, you guys? So again, share your comments with me. Make sure you email me. Let me know how you did on today's challenge. Now, let me go ahead and remind you of what's coming up. Okay, you guys? Number one, remember that today we're broadcasting to you live at 7 p.m. That is not going to change. Every day this week, we are broadcasting live except for Friday. Okay, so let's take a look at our schedule. All right. Now, I put this up here earlier. Let me go ahead and put it up there again. Today was day 2 of our 5-day challenge. So today was all about rediscovering your passions, right? Now, if you're looking at this list, which again, I can go ahead and send to you, so that is no problem. If you're looking at this right now, if you're one of the lucky ones that got that downloadable already, you know that tomorrow is all about uncovering your grit. Okay, so you want to make sure that you join us tomorrow for that. Now, as we talk about grit, and we talk about, again, the fact that we're going to do these live recaps each and every day except for Friday. Let me kind of explain to you again what you need to work on Wednesday, and we'll go ahead and wrap up with that. Okay, so when we talk about uncovering your grit, which is, of course, tomorrow's show, remember that you really want to think about one of 3 things. Most women struggle in one of these 3 areas. Okay, all the research backs this up. When it comes to your career, you can struggle with perfectionism or the fear of failure or the fear of success. All 3 of those are very closely linked, and that's what we're going to concentrate on. Because if we can get rid of that, or at least minimize it, ladies, just a little bit, we're going to be more likely to be even more successful in the workplace. And that's what grit is all about. It's about uncovering that belief that you can handle anything that life throws your way, and you just don't give up. Now, maybe you have to approach things from a different point of view, and that really is a formula for success. Instead of giving up, you just try to think about, well, how else can I approach it, right? So you don't give up on your dream, but maybe one dream leads to another. So grit is all about uncovering that unwavering belief that everything is working out exactly the way it should. So that's what I want you to concentrate on tomorrow. Really think about, are you a perfectionist, or do you struggle with the fear of success or the fear of failure? Whatever you choose to identify and focus on, I want you to come up with 1 or 2 action steps to help you really face that problem head on. And then be sure to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. so that we can talk about that. Okay, you guys? So that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Don't forget to email me. I'll put that up there one more time, especially if you would like a copy of our free downloadable. Make sure you email me at drdawn@drdawnshoptalk.com. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be sure to join me here again tomorrow. And if you have any questions about our 5-day challenge, again, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to work with you on any of these, or maybe even give you some other ideas. Take care, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm going to play for you as we wrap up today. I am going to play for you one of our videos that tells you a little bit more about what Shop Talk can do for you. All right, you guys, have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.